For decades, people have been dreaming of the moment when comic books and comic book movies in particular would be taken seriously. And today, it looks like if you want to be a comic book movie, or if you want comic book movies in general to be taken seriously, call that clown. You call a clown to have it being taken seriously.
Arthur, I have some bad news for you. This is the last time we'll be meeting.
No, DT merch. A fine classic black tee with the classic black and white logo. The black tee with the colored logo. You know that we are supported by you, and that comes in the form of your subscriptions, your donations, and your ears whenever you listen. Live, October 18th, gonna be at the Catch One. Gonna give you a big live night of comedy. We are going to have some interaction with you guys, including some games. This looks like we're entering a special moment. I mean, not only with comic books, but with that character of the Joker. You know, back when your boy, Heath Ledger, one of my favorite movies ever, one of my favorite performances that I can actually watch over and over again when, you know, some people said, nah, man, when they said that was the best Joker, they meant that definitively. They're like, this will never, ever happen again.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
Bitch.
Give him one reason.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty good reason.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See what he's got to say, you know.
But what else?
Your boy is gone.
Yeah. It's magic.
Ta-da! That Negro's gone. What we're hearing about Joaquin Phoenix, maybe it wasn't just Heath Ledger. Maybe it's just that, you know, with the right ingredients, the Joker is just a really juicy part and a great character. Unless you're Jared Leto.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I just thought
You get that little sheepish look on your face you get.
4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jared Leto.
I was like, what the f was I thinking? This man, he won the shit lottery.
Yeah.
You know, out of all the Jokers that are out there, think about it. Almost every Joker has gone on to do something and be something big and be remembered, except this man right here. This man won the shit lottery. Out of all these Jokers, he's like that kid that everybody knew was gonna f up.
He was our rebound Joker.
Not only is Joaquin Phoenix out there creating buzz for this movie, but pretty much also for this performance that he's got going on. A lot of people are saying right now that, you know, we can't say anything yet. No one has any crystal balls over here, can see the future, anything, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say big contender for the Oscar for Best Performance by Actor.
Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts.
He's like, goop.
Well, that,
I really don't
over.
care.
Session's over. That's crazy ass in my office.
Yeah. Well, I have positive thoughts of you not in this room. Get out. The reason why is it's getting the hype that it is because of the screenings that it just had at Toronto International Film Festival. As I told Martin earlier, better known as TIFF. And probably the cutest name for a film festival out there. And the Venice Film Festival right before that. And a lot of people are saying that, oh, you think that trailer was disturbing. I think that trailer has you feeling all kind of awkward, has you feeling all kind of skeevy. Well, they're talking about now how violent and disturbing the movie actually is, but in a great way. They said this transcends anything that we've seen in a comic book movie so far. Sounds like it can't even be called a comic book movie anymore. You know, there's no Batman in there. Said it ain't gonna be no Batman. This is it. This is a one shot. Y'all talking about Robert Pattinson doing Bat? You ain't gonna see that shit in here. All right, stop asking. Because if Batman did come here, Joker would kill him. You know, it wouldn't be that whole thing where Joker puts him in Arkham. Then, you know, he comes out and shoots people with water guns and shit. No, this is not that kind of movie. This is a very realistic and disturbing film, or as realistic as we can get with this character. A lot of people are talking about with the buzz that this movie's getting, and also the performance that Joaquin Phoenix is giving, saying that it's Oscar worthy. Well, people are saying, well, damn, considering how 2019 has just been a suck ass year, could it be that this Joker right here, a Joker movie, a character spun off from Batman comics, could this be the Messiah of 2019? Is this the character that's actually going to save movies leading up to Oscar time? Oscar season, if you will. I'm here to ask y'all. I'm here to have a conversation about that. Is it really the case that 2019 has been as bad as it is? Or is this just another case of the typical pre-screening hype causing people to over-exaggerate that new shit is always the best shit up until the new shit comes again?
Although
the thing is,
trailer looks awesome. Sorry.
I'm looking forward to the movie. Don't get me wrong.
It's got a great look, and I don't think you could. Some people sure. I don't think so much you can convince yourself a bad movie was good, but you could convince yourself an okay movie was good or great.
Great, yeah, yeah. No, because something's bad. A lot of times people will double down on how bad it is because then they have something to write about. Right. But if it's a decent movie, sometimes people, you're exactly right. They'll blow it up, and that's what I'm thinking here, man. I'm looking forward to this movie just like anybody else. Believe me, I'm a big champion of this film after seeing this trailer. I'm dying to see it, but I do have realistic hopes for it. And I'm not gonna go in there with blinders on, thinking like I'm already seeing the greatest thing before it's even started. But what do you think about that? But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of weight being put on this film. As in, this is the movie that is going to usher in Oscar season. This is going to be the one that's going to be the first Oscar contender that's talked about. Therefore, it's going to be the one to turn 2019 around, because 2019 has been such a horrible year for movies. What do you think about that, though? You've seen as many movies I have.
Well, are you saying it like that because you're just like, this is what people say, or because you actually believe it?
You know what? I'm throwing it out there like that to throw people off. They don't know what I'm thinking because I haven't said yet. I kind of want to open up the discussion. Well, you've seen as many movies just about as I have.
Yeah, it's just about as many movies as you have. And I can say that I don't have a lot of movies this year that I hate, but I only have about 8 movies that I love. And usually that's like by the time we're hitting Memorial Day, I have a roster of movies. I'm like, okay, some of these I hope make it to my top 10, and we get through the summer, and then I usually by this time I already have like a top 15, and then the next wave of movies comes in, and I'm like, all right, I got to start moving things around. But this year, like I said, man, I think it was only 8, maybe 9 movies that I loved or really liked.
I'm gonna tell you, I think that there are 2 factors that make us think that the year is a certain way. Okay. Especially if the year is bad or we think it's bad. And I think that, with 2019, one of the reasons why it's considered to be, by some people, a year that's not been the best, which, by all fairness, it probably hasn't been. But I think there's 2 factors that contribute to that frame of thought. And one is, man, there are so many movies that just are released on top of each other these days. Yeah. I look at, so I was looking today, back in 1982, so there was roughly maybe 150 movies that were released at the time. And by 2018, now if you want to take every movie just about, they made so many movies. There's like 800 movies that's been released. But if you really want to take just the wide releases, it's been like roughly over 200 or so. Mm-hmm. So there has been an increase in films. I mean, 50 is a lot more movies if you take wide releases.
Yeah, sure.
And that made me think about the summer movie blockbuster time in the 80s. At that time, that was blockbuster season. You get about 2-3 movies that were supposed to dominate for that
it's
year.
It's supposed to be 3. Like, really, it was always like 3.
3, okay.
Or maybe 2. I mean, but yeah, it was like really 2 or 3.
Yeah, there was one that would be like, this is what you got to see. They've been talking about that for years. And then there'll be 2 others like, all right, now that's out the way. Mm-hmm. Go see these.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I remember like in 84, there was, I know there was Indiana Jones, and then there was like and then there was like Gremlins.
Gremlins, yeah.
And those were your two big movies, and that was
85 was that Back to the Future.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
Yeah,
and then
so
there was something else.
Yeah, they always had these big movies, man.
Right.
So, now a big science fiction, big special effects blockbuster that can be released at any time.
Anytime, yeah.
You don't know shit. You look over your head. This is right on you right there.
Come down on us.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm thinking about January, February.
Yeah.
February things can drop out of nowhere. They end up being huge blockbusters.
Wait! You may be wondering why the red suit. Cue the music.
It's that was one of the movies. I think it was leading up to that for a while, but that's the one I remember. It's just kind of like, okay, a big movie can be released at any time. That was Deadpool, by the way, back in 2016.
Yeah, it got started with Kick-Ass and then The Kingsman and then Deadpool.
Yeah. And, we're talking about not just big money movies. We're not talking about big dramas anymore, because sometimes a drama could be considered a blockbuster. But now we were seeing, like, again, genre movies, action films, science fiction movies, comic book films, horror movies. Those things were released. They're released all year round now, and some of them are considered to be blockbuster quality. But I think that, speaking of summer, I think that that's what's going on, man. There's when summertime comes around, even though blockbusters can drop at any time, I think people still use summers to gauge how a year is with movies, because people are still used to seeing blockbusters being traditionally released around that moment. It's still, some of your biggest ones are still reserved for that. Now, it's getting a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
A little bit earlier, but they're still doing that. And that's where that's where I get to my point. So if you have a lot of highly anticipated films come out, and it's just one bomb after another, a string of them, that can define your year for you. That will convince you that is not that year is just failing.
I'm sure that's how it works for other people, and not for me so much.
For you and I, we see it with, these movies are staggered. We see a lot of them. For other people are like, God damn, Hollywood went nuclear this summer.
Right.
Right. They were dropping bombs left and right.
But I have seen that before, because this isn't the first year we've had a summer full of bombs.
Yeah, but because a lot of people were, because what I'm thinking is, listen, and I understand people thinking that way, because not only did some movies come out and bomb, people who don't even follow movies like we do, they saw movies that were on death row before they even hit the screen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about some of the big bombs that we had this year, like Hellboy. Now, while nobody was looking at that is still a summer movie that came out and just was, that was one of the biggest failures. That wasn't a bomb. That was just a fucking failure right there. Things like Man in Black.
Yep.
That is one that had the franchise name. And a lot of people saw this, but they didn't think. Listen, y'all are X-Men. Y'all ain't supposed to fail.
X-Men fear you, and what they fear, we seek to destroy.
Destroyed that box office.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They had a right to be scared. This
My
was
franchise.
call it as Disney came in and had something to do with making this a case of, okay, just get the hell out of here, just get this out the way. But by the time everybody saw these, before they even hit the screen, people saying, yeah, y'all fucked. We know that y'all ain't gonna work. And that kind of puts a damper on things when you had these movies that usually were seen as doing well. Because a lot of these movies did well at one time, now they were failing. Yeah. But those movies were tracked to do bad. Those movies were tracked to fail before they got there, even maybe up until sometimes even the last minute. But
Man in Black too?
Man in Black.
I didn't hear anything bad about it until it came out.
Yeah, same here.
There wasn't, with that one, there just wasn't a huge buzz for it.
Oh, yeah.
As you can tell when people didn't even go see it.
Right.
People
that's true.
And people weren't exactly saying I'm hating on this movie before it comes out. People just I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, why are they doing this?
But the others that were coming into the theaters that were tracking well are the ones that really threw people off. some surprised me.
Yeah.
I there was one particular movie that I thought for sure had it.
Because everybody kept saying this is what they wanted.
This is what they wanted. Yeah, I thought for sure that this one had it all sold up.
Our planet will perish, and so will we.
That kid's Man, that kid's like, get me out this movie, man. Even that kid's like, I don't want to see this movie, no. You know that?
Oh man,
Can't deny the laws of physics for only so long.
poor Kyle Chandler, boy.
Please, mom, don't make me be in this movie. Like, no. You know, if Big Man can't succeed,
I mean,
then Hollywood has failed.
I mean, when the last movie ended, even people who weren't that crazy about it said, yeah, but did you watch The Stinger? Because they allude to all the monsters coming together. Now I'm sticking around for that. And they're like, hey, everything you guys want, more Godzilla. All the monsters, king of the monsters. They're going to all battle. Huh?
Yep.
Huh?
They really, man, they sure did keep people what they want.
They gave people everything they said they wanted. That's why I say people are full of shit.
You know, I'm gonna tell you what people are like. People are like people are like that fucking kid that's been begging for this toy for months, and you finally get it to them the next day. You know, they done. They ain't playing. That shit's in the closet.
What about the toy? Yeah, I played with it yesterday. I'm done.
Yeah, but was the toy broken though too?
No,
I'm saying.
no, you see him over there playing with the box.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
Play with the box.
Yeah, kid just, you better pick that shit up and play with it. So I can see how people could look at it. I mean, like I said, you know, one bomb after another. And a lot of people just, you know, it just doesn't, because it was spaced out. You had a hit, you had a bomb. You know, things were, you know, you had time to kind of rest in between all these. It's not, man. It's either hit, or bomb. You know, it's going so fast that at any moment it could take the appearance of a success or a failure. Speaking of as far as the movie season goes, I mean, even leading up to the summer, you know, you had some movies that people were really looking forward to, and now some of these movies actually made money.
Yeah,
but it ended up being movies where it's like, okay, people saw it out of curiosity. They didn't see it just necessarily because it was good.
Identities.
I'm Mary Reynolds. Por favor, señora. We almost got you, bro.
That live in that body with you.
Glass made money from a lot of people who wish they never gave him money.
Yeah, well, you know, you work on one of those Jason Blum budgets, you're gonna make money.
Yeah, no, but you know, this made over $100 million.
Yeah,
but still, a lot of people said, man, that was a big disappointment. There's another one where it was kind of the opposite of Glass. You know, the critics said, hey, man, we love this. This is really cool. And the audience said, we don't give a shit. You know, that was the Lego movie.
Oh.
Lego movie did not really do as much anticipated business as they thought. Disney, they can remake any kind of bullshit they want to, and you will see it, unless you that elephant right there. You know, Dumbo did not do well at all either, man. That was almost considered a bomb. I think it barely broke even in its budget at the theater. You know, some people said, I ain't never seen an elephant fly, and I never will.
Well, I'll be done.
Yeah, I know. Somebody say, if they ain't got them racist crows in there, I ain't watching this. And just to go through this real quickly, even the movies that were hits were kind of, there were a lot of big movies that were hits that were just considered to be the, you know, the predictable, almost mediocre hits, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Aladdin, man. I liked Aladdin. I was cool with it. I saw it. I was like, I mean, I would tell you right now, don't need it.
Yeah, don't need it. I mean, it was pleasant.
Yeah.
But unnecessary.
Yeah.
If somebody gave it to me, I'm still gonna watch the animated one.
Any day. Yeah. I'm gonna say, don't come in my house with that bullshit. You better bring that cartoon. You know, same thing with the Lion King. Lion King was, you know, that was another one where, you know, we knew it was gonna make $1 billion. Doesn't necessarily mean that it was great.
Yeah.
You know, it just means that we knew because the marketing machine was tight with that, and also nostalgia. Hobbs and Shaw had Fast and Furious to kind of push it.
Yeah.
I mean, another mediocre hit.
Yeah.
And by the way, no man. I know. Your brother went through Glass.
Oh yeah.
And got up and walked away with not a scratch.
The weird thing about Hobbs and Shaw is that it's made so much money overseas. What, $1 billion or close to it? And yet domestically, it still hasn't hit its budget.
Yeah, that's one of those movies to be expected. They love this franchise over there. I'm bringing these movies up because none of them have ever made on Rotten Tomatoes. They're big hits, but I just said if they went under 70%, then I didn't. You know, I considered them to be just kind of mediocre hits. Same thing. You know, same thing can be said with something like Chucky
did something.
Oh yeah.
You know, Child's Play. That You know, but Chucky made a lot of money for his budget, or you know, and it made enough for his budget, but still didn't. You know, that's a forgettable hit.
Yeah, I barely know anybody that, not only people who didn't see it, but barely anybody who even knows it's out there.
I'll even put Captain Marvel in there. Captain Marvel, you know, that was something that a lot of people enjoyed, but it didn't get big critical praise. Made a lot of money though. You know,
not my favorite.
Nah, but you know, having said that, man. And leading out of summer. I think you could even put It in there. It is another one that made below 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. It made its money, you know, of course, but it didn't make as much as the first.
Right.
And a lot of people are saying, you know, walking out at best. People are like, it's okay. It's good. You know, it ended. You know?
Eventually.
Took
a couple of days. But
you know, that made me, having looked at that, how many movies did you say that it usually takes for you to really say that the year's been great so far?
Oh, gosh. Well, like I said, usually by this time I have a good 15 to 18 movies that I'm really liking. And I'm almost dreading the Oscar season, the end of the year, when I know there's going to be these great movies that are going to push out and make me forget some of the ones I've loved.
Yeah.
I only got 8 now, right now.
Yeah. You know, there was a time when if you had 8, the amount of movies that came out, that was considered to be, man, that's a good year.
Oh.
You know, I mean, not, you know, that was a while back though. It was a different time. I mean, because I look at what we have today, man. You know, with what we have with the summer. I mean, and I think if it's not made up in so much in quality for everybody, it's kind of made up in quantity.
Yeah.
Or no, I mean, I'm sorry. Let me get that. I got that the wrong way. It's made up. If it's not exactly the quantity, it's kind of made up for it in quality for a lot of people. You know, Avengers Endgame. Was amazing, man.
Yeah, it was.
You know, we had in the summertime. We had Toy Story. Oh, what were you gonna say?
No, I'm just thinking with Avengers Endgame how there were high expectations,
and it met those.
It exceeded those.
As did Toy Story 4.
Yeah,
Toy Story 4, you know, exceeded expectations. You know, and you know, I don't know I forgot how you felt about Spider-Man: Far From Home.
I was about it.
But that movie crossed the $1 billion mark.
Right.
Highest grossing Spider-Man movie for Sony. A lot of people loved it. Like, I love this movie. You know, I think this movie's awesome. But, you know, again, you know, that I think that it's different for everybody. But those are movies that are hits that a lot of people got. A lot of quality right there. You know, think about some of the small movies that came out in the summer that were surprises.
Yeah.
You remember that movie we told you about those alligators?
Oh, right.
Bring your ass. You know that. You know, Crawl.
Crawl.
Are you laughing at that girl? Bill like, hey, that bitch got eaten. Look at that. Small movie. Not going to be remembered, but good reviews. Made its money. You know, that was kind of a surprise, small hit of the summer. One of our favorites, man. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, come on now. One of our surprise hit for us. You don't even like these genre movies, man, but you saw it with me.
Oh, wait, Midsummer?
Yes, God damn it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's in my 8. It's one of the top in my 8. Like you already named the top 3 movies in my 8.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there's one you're missing.
Okay. But you know, Midsummer was I think again, maybe not for everybody, but it is a movie that hit its mark with its target audience.
How long have you two been together?
Just over 3.5 years.
4 years.
Really?
Bitch. That's my kidney.
Look, what kind of shit is that? This ain't no play.
Watch it, you kick it off.
That's summer stock.
Break your Swedish ass foot, you come up here that again. The reason I brought this up is because it's not so much a blockbuster, and people don't really think about this with summer movies, which kind of tends to make people push it out their memories.
Yeah.
If they, you know, if it's something that they really weren't thinking of. But that is a movie that gave us some quality entertainment this summer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, and there are movies that we have to look at that maybe we weren't exactly. We weren't in tune with the rest of everybody with this, with these films. You know, maybe we had different opinions, but well received, good critical reception, made a lot of money.
Fried sauerkraut!
You know, that was a surprising movie for summertime, a Quentin Tarantino movie. And did you see it once upon a time? You like it?
We talked about it, remember? It was all right.
Yeah.
I just thought it was all right.
See, that's what we thought too.
Yeah.
We all thought
It was
that.
all right.
Yeah, we can't even give it an L.
Yeah.
It's aye. But
There's
you know,
some elements I really enjoy.
There's pieces of it that are really, really good.
There's pieces of that are amazing. I gave it a matinee, but it's a big hit for the summer.
Right. Oh, sure.
You know, again, for a lot of people, this is a good movie, man. Even the ones that we kind of were very disappointed in, they weren't even big movies. You remember Scary Movies to Tell in the Dark? Yeah. That movie did very well.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and you know what? And we're the minority, man. A lot of critics love this. A lot of critics really love. I don't. I ain't one of them.
Oh, that's right. You're talking about that kid that was a bad actor?
Oh, he's so bad.
Yeah.
I want you to see just so you can see how bad he is.
But see, a lot of people didn't even see it. I'm not even defending all these other people because you and I kind of agreed on a lot here. Yeah. But you know, this movie made its money and is considered to be a big hit for the summer. I don't know if this movie even counts. I'm putting it here anyway because it might come out in March, it might come out in May. But John Wick wasn't my favorite John Wick, and I love this series. But a lot of critics loved it, man.
Yeah.
You know, point is that taking ourselves out of it and taking out what we just like and then taking it as a whole as what everybody kind of liked and what really succeeded. I think that this, as far as the summer goes, man, I think they gave a lot of people value for the movies that were actually well received out there. You know, so I look at it, I don't think 2019 is a terrible year. You know, maybe it's not the best, but it's something where I looked at all the movies that I enjoyed, even the ones that might have been matinees for me. I'm like, man, even there's something well made about that, like John Wick and Once Upon a Time. There's some great craftsmanship going on there. You know, surprises.
Yeah, well, if you're just looking at the ones that are just that kind of mass entertainment, I suppose. I guess when I think about 2019 being a terrible year, I think about the time from when it started leading up to the summer. Like I cut it off at summer because I know what summer, what kind of mixed bag and the type of movies I'm going to get. I'm not looking down on them. I just know that, all right, this is where we shift gears. It's going to be a different type of movie. But prior to that is when I'm going to get the movies that, you know, some of those movies that really stick with me. Or maybe they're small and they aren't that deep, but there's something about them. There's something special. And I just don't have a lot of that.
We got, you know, maybe not many, and maybe there's more out there that I just didn't know because I didn't like them. Maybe some people have some of their own, but you know, even leading up to the summer, you know, we got some surprisingly, if not the greatest, we got some thought-provoking films.
There's a family in our driveway.
It's probably the neighbors. But y'all scared of a family?
Hi, can I help you?
You know, that's Us, Jordan Peele. You know, I don't think it's as good as Get Out. I don't know if I get this a full price on matinee, but I did like the movie, and I thought it was, you know, even if I didn't think it was his best work, which he only made 2 things.
Yeah,
but you know, but it still had me talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't like it as much as Get Out.
Everything's not going to be something that I'm going to consider Oscar worthy or masterpiece.
Right. Yeah.
You know, one of the movies that led up to the years that I think I enjoyed this. I mean, I don't know. Somebody gonna come back and tell me, man, you get this movie for some bullshit. But I thought I enjoyed. I'm sure I gave it probably a matinee. How to Train Your Dragon 3. You know, this is one that critics liked, and this is one that that made money. It was something that provided people good entertainment. You know, so I guess the point is that I'm looking at, you know, I mean, there's my personal point of view, but I'm just looking at it, I'm like, you know, I don't think it's been as terrible because when we were saying that, because I was agreeing with you, I was like, yeah, man, 2019 it's been shitty, and I looked at it and I said, man, I got a lot of entertainment from things this year. You know, maybe I ain't even saying disappointing. I mean, I'm saying I can understand somebody says disappointing. But just completely awful. I'm like, well, we got the Avengers and nothing else. You know?
No. You're right. When you get things like that, it does keep it from being a blanket across the board terrible year. And I don't begrudge people liking what they like.
Yeah.
I mean, I when I say it, I always think it's inherently implied, but maybe not. But when I say it's a terrible year, for me, Somebody else going, like, I don't know, man. I like this. I like this. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
All right, that's cool. I'm not here to argue with you. Like, no, that was bad. I was like, no.
Why not?
I guess that is the American way.
Yeah, exactly, man. You mean you can act diplomatic and fair with people?
You have a different opinion from me? Fight me.
Yeah.
You pussy.
But I guess my point was, I think a lot of people are putting emphasis on the Joker too. Well, I'm looking for this movie very much. I think that's part of the hype machine. When you say that this movie's gonna save a year. That I personally don't think needs saving.
No, the Avengers have already saved the year.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they stopped half of us from being wiped off the planet.
Ain't that some shit? It's like the Avengers saved the year and everybody's applauding the Joker.
I know. It's always better to be the villain.
Good job, Joker.
The Joker just get us through the end. Maybe he might get us through December.
Thor's over there crying. Hey,
I hope still fat.
Shut up, fatty.
I can't wait for this role. Look, the movie looks like it could be good. I am just not going to succumb to the hype machine.
Well,
I'm like, I'll see when I see it, because I did read a couple of reviews that they weren't glowing.
Listen,
they weren't dogging it, but they weren't glowing. They were like, people are kind of hyped up, and it's a pretty simplified story when you look at it.
Man, anytime you go, I'm the same way. And again, I don't begrudge people for even going in there wanting to be hyped up. You paid your money to get over there. That's a lot of money. You fought your way to get in there.
You somehow slipped in.
Yeah, you gave hand jobs and something to get in there.
Sucked off the usher.
You had to come back, but you did it. You hands and mouth. You did what you had to do. So I don't.
Hats off to you.
Don't blame you.
Waited a week, but paid for it. But go ahead, suck that dick.
And you gonna pay one way, the other. I mean, I'm crazy to see this movie. I'm insane for this film to come out. I want to see it badly. I ain't about to sell my goddamn soul for it or my pride.
There's nothing wrong with being incredibly excited about seeing a film.
Yeah.
You have to go in thinking like this probably won't be what you think it is.
Right. I'm not going to blow some in the alley over it, but I'm excited.
People, did this. Did this for 8 minutes. They did it for 10. For Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they did this shit for 8 minutes.
I'm telling you.
I'm already tired.
That's why I don't go to premieres anymore with my brother. They don't do that shit.
I'm not looking at this dude as some kind of messiah for the year or anything. We'll see how the movie is, and if it's great, I will love it, and if not, then I will say like I will call it for what it is. And even then, that's still an opinion. Corey, go f yourself. Gladly. Let me see what they're talking about. Shazam was fun. Oh, yeah. I knew I would miss some. Shazam was a fun movie. Yeah. I like Shazam. I gave it
it was funnish.
I gave it a matinee. I had a great time with that. Did Rocket Man come out this summer?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Oh, Rocket Man's another one. Yeah, a lot of people like Rocket Man.
Yeah, Rocket Man was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed Rocket Man. Yeah, the last Black Man in San Francisco came out this summer.
Yeah, that's my number one.
Oh, Booksmart. Right, yeah. Booksmart came out this summer.
Yeah,
that actually. That's a fun movie. That one. I think that one. Did that bomb or?
Well, they did.
Totally
yeah, they did shit for promotion on it.
But it came out though.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it got released. But
so you got some good movies. You had Booksmart and Last Man in San Francisco.
I would go Us, Last Black Man in San Francisco, Booksmart, Avengers, Toy Story, and what was the other one you
she gonna sub Rocket Man. She gonna make Rocket Man. She gonna make Rocket Man win the Oscar.
In Midsummer. That's the other one.
At the Oscars, they're gonna say Best Picture. She gonna just run up. Rocket Man.
Push Warren Beatty out the way. God damn it, not again.
She gonna pop out the envelope. Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, mother.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Look, you made it to the end of the video. That means you like us. That means you don't want to go nowhere. So stick around, get more of us. Hit that subscription button. Hit that notification button. And also go check out our main site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, you'll find the long version of videos just like this one, uncensored, unedited, and also the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us at our store, dtmerch.com. And remember, nothing else is all I wish for you. Stay